It's 03:17 on a steel city in the middle of the ocean. Flight ops just ended. The ship is still rolling, and somewhere a sailor lays down in a rack the size of a coffin. 6 hours until the next watch. How do you eat, sleep, and stay sharp for months out here? Before we dive in, comment "Floating City" if you support the crew who keep carriers running, and subscribe for more real stories from life at sea. 5,000 people live and work on a U.S. aircraft carrier during a deployment, about the size of a small city, but packed inside a steel hull longer than 3 football fields. With the air wing aboard, that number can climb closer to 6,000. Each person depends on the ship's systems for everything: food, water, electricity, and medical care. This floating city runs on systems that most people do not see. 2 nuclear reactors deep below deck generate enough power to light up a town, run the catapults that launch jets, and keep every system humming for months without refueling. The ship makes its own fresh water, enough for thousands of showers and meals. Every day, using massive desalination plants that turn seawater into something drinkable. On a long deployment, like the Nimitz's 321 days at sea, this floating city has to be completely self-sufficient. There is no pulling over for supplies or repairs. Every need, from eating and sleeping to staying healthy, must be met on board. That means round-the-clock support services, from laundry to surgery, all running non-stop. Behind every jet launch or night watch, there is a network of people and machines working in tight coordination. Running this city at sea starts with one basic question: how do you feed thousands, day after day, when the nearest grocery store is hundreds of miles away? Every day on this floating city, the carrier galleys run at full throttle, churning out close to 17,000 meals in a single 24-hour cycle. Kitchens never sleep. Teams of culinary specialists rotate through long shifts, prepping breakfast before sunrise, serving lunch to a line that can stretch the length of a city block, then gearing up for dinner and the late-night wave known as midrats. Midnight rations for night crews and flight deck teams coming off shift. Each meal is a feat of coordination. Industrial ovens bake hundreds of pounds of bacon for breakfast. Bread is kneaded and baked around the clock. Scullery lines process thousands of trays per hour to keep up with the flow. The supply chain stretches across the ocean. Every 7 to 10 days, the carrier links up with a supply ship in a process called underway replenishment. Pallets of food, fresh produce, frozen meat, and dry goods move across, while both ships steam side by side, matching speed and course. When bad weather or operational demands delay, resupply the menu shifts. Fresh fruit and greens disappear first and are replaced by canned or frozen staples. Culinary teams get creative, stretching ingredients and inventing new recipes to keep calories and morale up. Menus cycle every 3 weeks, balancing nutrition and variety. Favorite meals spark long lines, especially after flight operations. Even with industrial efficiency, every meal becomes a social anchor, a brief pause in the day tempo, a reminder of home, and a taste of normalcy in a steel city surrounded by ocean. Sleep on a carrier is a study in adaptation. Sailors rest in racks stacked 3 high, about 28 inches wide and 76 inches long, barely enough room to turn over. The mattress is thin, the ceiling low, and personal space is measured in inches. A curtain offers the only privacy, blocking the red glow of night lights and the constant shuffle of shipmates heading to or from watch. Even when the ship is darkened, Noise seeps through. Machinery hums, pipes rattle, and the ship's motion never stops. During flight operations, sound levels in berthing spaces can climb above 60 decibels, like trying to sleep with a vacuum cleaner running in the next room. Some sailors wedge towels around their racks to keep from rolling with the ship. Others swear by earplugs, eye masks, or headphones playing white noise. Water is precious. Every drop comes from massive desalination plants that turn seawater into over 400,000 gallons of fresh water each day. Showers are quick, often under 7 minutes, and everyone learns to conserve. Hygiene becomes a shared effort, with laundry and cleaning schedules keeping the floating city livable. Rest may be short, but it is essential. Fatigue can mean mistakes, and mistakes are costly when you are surrounded by steel and sea. Santos snaps awake to the sound of the ship's 1MC, already thinking about the next launch cycle. His yellow shirt stands out on the flight deck, a signal that he is one of the plane directors, responsible for guiding jets into position with a flurry of hand signals. Miller, in green, checks the catapult systems, eyes scanning gauges and cables before the first jet of the morning. Their routines are shaped by the carrier's relentless schedule. Some days they follow the traditional 4 hours on, 8 hours off watch rotation. Other times, it is 6 hours on, 6 hours off, a cycle that leaves little room for real rest. Watches cut across day and night, so the rhythm of the ship never matches the rhythm of the body. The flight deck is a moving puzzle, solved by color. Yellow shirts direct traffic. Green shirts handle catapults and maintenance. Red shirts manage ordnance and firefighting. Blue shirts move aircraft and operate elevators. Purple shirts, known as grapes, fuel the jets. Brown shirts are plane captains, and white shirts oversee safety and medical checks. Each color marks a role, and each role is a piece of the deck's choreography. For Santos and Miller, every shift means staying alert, because a missed signal or a moment's fatigue can have real consequences. The work is relentless, but the color-coded system keeps chaos in check, making sure every jet launches safely into the sky. Before sunrise, Miller steps onto the flight deck, boots crunching over steel, eyes sweeping for anything out of place. Every sailor lines up for the FOD walk, shoulder to shoulder, inching forward, scanning for bolts, wire, or scraps that could cripple a jet engine in seconds. Even a lost washer can mean disaster. FOD walks happen before every flight operation, sometimes more than once a day, and no one is exempt. On this deck, safety is everyone's job. Personal protective equipment is never optional. Miller checks his cranial helmet, goggles, and float coat. Double hearing protection, both earplugs and earmuffs, protects against the scream of jet engines, which can top 130 decibels. Steel-toed boots, fire-retardant coveralls, and heavy gloves are standard. Each colored jersey signals a role, but every layer is about survival. Drills break up the routine, often with no warning. Fire alarms blare. Flooding or man overboard, drills force the entire crew to muster, don gear, and move with practiced urgency. On some weeks, these happen daily. The goal is muscle memory, no hesitation when real danger hits. With no place to pull over, every sailor trains to be a first responder. Vigilance is the only margin for error, and the rhythm of drills, checks, and gear keeps everyone sharp, even when fatigue sets in. Steel Beach picnics bring a taste of shore life to the open ocean. When the flight deck is quiet and the weather holds, grills fire up, and the crew crowds the steel under blue sky. swapping stories over burgers and barbecue. For a few hours, the roar of jets is replaced by laughter and music. Mail call can turn an ordinary day into something else entirely. A letter from home, a care package with snacks or photos. These moments ripple through the ship and lift spirits in ways no system or schedule can. Advancement and pinning ceremonies gather shipmates to celebrate hard-won achievements. New ranks, earned qualifications, or crossing the equator for the first time. Each ritual weaves a tighter bond among the crew. On a ship that never stops moving, these shared traditions remind everyone that they are part of something larger, and that even at sea, community endures. Endurance on a carrier takes on new meaning when the numbers stretch beyond what most can imagine. The USS Nimitz spent 321 days at sea during the pandemic, the longest carrier deployment since Vietnam. No port calls, no breaks, just the endless steel horizon and the same faces, day after day. Every sailor on board felt the weight of that record, pushing through fatigue and isolation with routines, rituals, and the knowledge that their work mattered. Today, new carriers like the Ford class are being built with more automation and smarter systems. Predictive maintenance tools, wireless sensors, and redesigned galleys aim to cut workload and ease the strain on future crews. Fewer hands are needed for the same mission, and every upgrade is designed to keep people more resilient through months at sea. But even as technology advances, the heart of the ship remains the same. Thousands of people enduring together, carrying pride in every watch, every launch, every homeward turn. Right now, over 5,000 sailors live and work on a floating city, far from home, sustaining United States power and presence across the globe. Every deployment, sometimes lasting nearly a year, reminds us that comfort and sacrifice can coexist. Their endurance shapes not just the Navy, but our world. Thanks for watching.